you. Hi.
Get the whole gang
Yeah,
now.
we'll shoot you there.
Kisses. Oh. Hi, we're back again for our second Q&A. Benterprise dog walking.
Q&A part 2.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.
We had such a positive response last time. We wanted to do a second one. And if you guys send us more questions, we'll be able to answer more things to the best of our ability based off of our experiences. First question, let's go.
Yes, we always recommend in an urban environment, especially like New York City where there's dogs everywhere, it's important that your dog knows how to maintain a certain level of behavior. A lot of courses are offered in the city, puppy classes, individual training. Yeah,
it just makes them easier to handle, and you know, even if you take them just to puppy playtimes around the city, there's a bunch of different dog places where they will have puppy playtimes on the weekend, just to get your dog socialized and used to other dogs. Preferably the sooner the better, because that's going to cut down on any chance of aggressive behavior towards other dogs. So that's a big one. Shush over there. He sat down. He sat down. Good boy.
Harry.
For a dog with a sensitive stomach, it's a little bit difficult because it may not just be a sensitive stomach, it might also be a food allergy. I would recommend foods that are grain-free. I would not recommend wellness because that food is so rich, it has so much in it, that sometimes dogs with sensitive stomachs, they can't really process that as well as a dog that isn't sensitive. So I would either try for an allergy test at the vet, or just kind of ask who's ever working at the store where you're getting their food for something grain-free, preferably something with duck in it, because that's really easy for digestion. Anything else?
Yes, and if your dog does have a sensitive stomach and you're finding that they have loose stool a lot, or they're not eating as much, we always recommend mixing in canned pumpkin that you can get at a grocery store, convenience store, and if it's a really bad case, you can always, for a couple days, swap over to chicken and rice. And if it's a recurring issue, then I think there's clearly an issue with the
allergy
food that they're eating, right?
Yeah. So I talk to your walker, talk to your vet, talk to the people at the store, see what they recommend. Harness, easily. Harness, 110%. Like, so modeling
harness
here.
There, harness here.
With a harness, first off, I think collars at this point are kind of outdated. With a harness, you're really, like, if you need to pull your dog back for any reason, you're controlling their upper body, whereas a collar, it's just their neck. Hello! So imagine if it was you and you had a collar around your neck and someone just yanked. A lot of times dogs with collars, they'll start choking and they'll go It's because they're starting to have throat issues because their neck and trachea are getting pulled. And a harness is just a lot easier. You're controlling their upper body, no chance of choking.
Gives you more control,
and there's no chance, there's a far less chance of it breaking for no reason, or them slipping out of their collar.
Yes, we've had a dog slip out of a collar. Rarely ever happens with a harness. Also, you know, if your dog tries to get something on the street, whether it's a bone or food or whatever, and you have to yank them away very quickly, again, back to what you were saying, you're yanking their neck. Or
so
if
you can just go whoop. And then they're away.
So a collar, you know, if you're yanking, it's not nearly as safe as if you're using
and they're still going to try to pull back anyway, whereas a harness, you're controlling a lot more. So I always tell people, actually I've had this conversation a few times just like on the street with people. They want to get a dog and they're like, I don't know what to look for, I don't know what breed, I don't know if should I go to a breeder, should I go to a shelter. They're kind of lost with all the options that are available to us at this point. I always tell people start on petfinder.org. It's an organization across the United States where they take inventory of all the dogs in shelters, and it takes what breed they are, their energy level, if they have any health problems or anything like that, and they put it up on a nice little form for you to kind of check out and go through. You can search by breed. and a lot of it gives you, you know, a chance to give a really good dog a home from being in a shelter.
And if you do want to get a, you know, name breed dog, don't feel like you're, you know, not able to. I know the push is really for adoption, which is great. But if you know, if you do want a golden doodle, which is very popular breed right now.
Yeah, golden doodles they are difficult to come by.
Yeah, you're not really rescuing golden doodles. Also, when you do get a dog in the city, kind of have your game plan already mapped out beforehand. We get a lot of people who they call us and they say we just got a dog and they don't really know what they're doing, or they don't know
how many walks they should have, how long the walk should be.
Yep.
It's always good to kind of research what type of dog you want versus like activity level, if they're high maintenance or low maintenance, if it's a bigger dog, if it's a smaller dog. Do your research before you get your dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Very important.
You can't just get any breed you want just because it's the breed you want.
Yeah, don't
in a city environment, you know, we generally recommend to stay away from working dogs, shepherds, collies.
Any flat-faced breed. I mean, I know Frenchies, they're really cute, and it's the most popular dog in New York right now, but they have a ton of health problems. They can't breathe.
In the summer.
Yeah, in the summer it gets scary sometimes because they can't, you know, cool themselves down because they can't get enough air. And you know, again, do your research. Yeah. Be smart. Do your research.
Yep.
Before, that's what I would say. You know, just living in such a heavily populated area. It really helps when you're passing by a bunch of dogs on the street, especially if your dog's going to be walking in a pack with 2 other dogs.
Or daycare.
Or daycare, yeah, for sure daycare.
Or dog run. Basically anything.
Basically anything where your dog's going to interact with another dog. Getting them fixed earlier, it curbs down on any chance of aggression popping up before they're a year old. It cuts down on them peeing in the house. It cuts down on bad habits. And I understand there's kind of a debate now whether it's better to wait after a year or before a year. I know there have been different studies, and the articles that I've read, like for and against, they don't really have any full conclusive proof whether which is better. It's really up to your preference. So living in New York, I feel like it's better for you and your dog to get them fixed before they're a year old.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very unique environment for a dog, being in a city. It's not their natural environment, and with so many dogs so densely together, it's the risk of something happening if you're not neutered goes up significantly.
Yeah. Especially if there's like a female puppy in heat at the dog park, and like if she was too young, or if they were planning to get her fixed, but she suddenly, you know, went into heat, and she's at the dog park. If you have an unneutered dog there, that dog's gonna go right for her.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's safer all around for everybody, and it's gonna cut down on bad habits.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I would say overall neutering is a pro.
It's a pro for us.
We should definitely go for it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Same with spaying. Yes. Yeah. Neuter, spaying. Get it all done before they're a year old. It helps us and it helps them.
Bowie says bye. He's ready for a nap.
Yeah, he's ready for nap time. She's ready for a nap time too. She's been cuddling in my lap.
Yeah, Chuki and Bowie.
Yeah, Chuki.
They thank you for tuning in.
So yeah, and if you guys have any other questions you'd like to ask us, or comments, or something you'd like for us to kind of discuss and debate, please let us know. We want to interact with you guys, and we want to keep in touch with the thoughts and what's going on in your brains. Oh my goodness, yes. So. Yeah, okay, we're just gonna sign off.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye!